Hey Pewter Report listeners, James Hill here, back with yet another video. In this one, we're going to be taking a look at the Buccaneers practice squad, which has been finalized. 16 total players have made it to the Buccaneers practice squad, so let's go ahead and dive right in. The list goes as follows: wide receiver Ryan Miller, wide receiver Cephas Johnson, inside linebacker J.J. Russell, inside linebacker Brandon Boyer Randall, offensive tackle Silas DeSanzi, tight end Tanner Tuula, safety Richard LeCount II, outside edge rushing linebacker Jose Ramirez, quarterback John Wolford, running back Patrick Laird, wide receiver David Moore, defensive lineman C.J. Brewer, offensive tackle Luke Haggard, offensive lineman Raekwon O'Neal, cornerback Keenan Isaac, and finally defensive lineman Pat O'Connor. That is the official practice squad of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, at least the initial practice squad. And some of these names are not very surprising to see back, right? J.J. Russell is one that isn't very surprising. Jose Ramirez, John Wolford, Patrick Laird, David Moore. Those are 5 guys where you pretty much expected them to be back on the Buccaneers practice squad if there was not going to be potential interest from other teams around the league. And in some cases, there may have been, but all 5 of those guys ended up back on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers practice squad, and I think that they are going to have some type of role in some way, shape, or form later on down the line for the Bucs. Then after that, you have some pretty, interesting names there. Cephas Johnson, former wide receiver, former quarterback as well. He can mimic more of the athletic quarterbacks that the Buccaneers may be facing here in the upcoming regular season. And also, he's just a big-bodied wide receiver that could offer something else later on down the line as well. Ryan Miller had some good moments in training camp, had a good catch or two in the preseason as well. He is now being brought back in. Brandon Boyer Randall is a guy that might have flown a little bit under the radar in terms of players, making an impact, but he was still steady throughout the training camp process, throughout the preseason process as well. Tanner Tuula is a really big tight end, got a little bit of praise from offensive coordinator Dave Canales a little bit earlier on in the preseason and training camp processes and whatnot. Richard LeCount is a guy that was brought in a little bit later on in the process of training camp and preseason, much like Cephas Johnson. He's going to be a backup developmental, a little bit of a veteran safety for the Bucs, I guess you can say as well. Former draft pick also. Jose Ramirez, obviously former draft pick of the Bucs in this most recent NFL draft. Makes sense that he was back also. C.J. Brewer, veteran defensive lineman, was formerly of the XFL, was brought in, did some interesting things, and he is back as well. And then you have some depth guys: Luke Haggard, Raekwon O'Neal, Keenan Isaac, and Pat O'Connor. Pat O'Connor continues his time here with the Buccaneers, has been with them since 2017, and I think all of this right. I like how diverse the practice squad is in terms of positions. You have offensive line, defensive line, linebackers, secondary. Like, you've got a lot going on there, which I think is good. You have a little bit of everything in this type of practice squad, and I think that that's the best thing to have, right? You want a little piece of everything just in case of injuries, just in case of guys can't go. You have some extra guys that you can promote or elevate and just continue to develop. A lot of these guys are very young as well. Undrafted free agents coming out of this most recent, off season. A couple of veterans in there, and Wolford, Laird, Moore, Brewer, some of the Pat O'Connor obviously is a veteran in there. But it is mainly a lot of young developmental type of guys, which I feel is a good thing. I think it's good to see these young guys who may have made some plays here or there in preseason and training camp and whatnot get some opportunities and be able to continue that development with the Bucs. You also have some solid veterans in there also. But folks, what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts and opinions about this practice squad down in the comments section below. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions about this. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you all enjoyed. And as always, folks, we'll see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and see you soon.